try to take off with the guap, they gon' make your body flop. Is you feeling like a savage? Cause I'm feeling like a savage.
What up, guys? Beard Bros back with the 33 for 33 series, NFL's 2022 season predictions. I hope you guys are following along. It's going to be a journey, so a grip load of teams to go through. Yep. But as you know, we're going to do the Dallas Cowboys. Before we get started, like that video, subscribe, and hit the little bell for notifications. Hope you guys put your comments in yesterday's videos to try to predict today's record for each one of us. If you just get one of ours right, that's cool. Like I said, we'll pick whoever. If it's multiple of you, we'll give you each one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll give, there's more than enough.
We have plenty of these.
Yeah, so again, if you got it right, we'll give you a Beanie Baby. We'll send it out to you. Hope you enjoy that gift from the Beard Bros. Dallas Cowboys, what do you want to say? Do you want to get started? What's your thoughts?
Worst offseason interaction of this of a whole offseason. You traded one of your best wide receivers for absolutely nothing, pretty much.
Pretty much?
Yeah, I think it was the worst, offseason, anything, acquired or whatever you want to call it. It was the worst. You just literally gave away one of your players for nothing. That was a productive player for you.
Yeah, we got rid of Amari Cooper. We lost Randy Gregory to the Denver Broncos. They just
forgot about that.
Somehow outbid us, I guess. We did make some off-season accusations as far as we drafted Tyler Smith, offensive line from Tulsa, the 24th overall pick. Then we went out and got some other guys. Nobody real too notable that I would say, to say the least. Nobody I'm super hyped about. We've not been able to come to terms with
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz, our tight end that kind of popped off last year. We're actually asking a lot from Micah Parsons this year by losing Gregory, not really having that other edge rusher outside of DeMarcus Lawrence, which I hope he has a bounce back year. Yeah. Still have Zeke. Not sure what to make of him. I was hoping we'd probably trade him in the offseason, let Tony Pollard take over, maybe draft a rookie or two, and or sign some free agents and let that be our backfield. We didn't do that. Hopefully Michael Gallup comes back from his torn ACL fairly healthy and explosive as he once was.
Yeah.
We signed
James
Washington, a little bit of a speedy guy. Not sure if he's enough to replace Cedric Wilson that we also lost to Miami, but there's hope there. We still have our core at line as far as we lost Lyle Collins to the Bengals, but we still have Zach Martin, and then we still have Tyron Smith. Not sure if he's going to play left tackle or guard due to the guy that we just, Tyler Smith, that we drafted, so there's still that. Defense didn't get too much better.
We kept a couple players like Keanu Neal and
Keanu Neal. We signed that dude from Atlanta as well.
I don't remember his.
Gosh, what's his name? Isn't it Curse?
Oh yeah, I think that's what his name is.
I forgot his name.
I can't remember his first name.
But nonetheless, we signed a guy in the offseason. He's an edge rusher. Can't really remember. But nonetheless, we signed.
Oh, we got Dante Fowler too. I think. I believe that's who we signed as one of our edge rushers as well.
Oh yeah, that's his name, Dante Fowler.
That's his name. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, so those are a couple of the guys that we've gotten since then. I mean, I'll just be honest.
Cowboys didn't do a lot in the offseason, in my opinion. I don't know if we corrected the mistakes that we had like the Bengals did. They corrected their offensive line. We didn't correct our running back situation. Our receiving core is not as good as I think it was last year.
We were deep last year. We're thin this year.
And then our defensive line isn't as good as it was last year with Gregory. Obviously,
we're asking more of Parsons.
Yeah, so it's kind of.
We have Diggs, but are we expecting him to go back-to-back seasons with 11, 12 picks or whatever?
Didn't get another corner out there. So
yeah, so based off season, I'd say we had a pretty bad one.
Yep.
Now, does that necessarily define the season that the Cowboys could potentially have? Not necessarily. so many things can happen. We can make trades. We could be one of the healthiest teams. Maybe Dallas pops off on their schedule strength, or maybe Dak returns to MVP level. Maybe Zeke returns to MVP level. There's so many questions. Obviously, it's intriguing because now CeeDee Lamb will be the number one.
White out one, yes, sir.
Not sure how he's gonna do. Hopefully, he does great. I think he's promising.
He's
but
a great
again,
young guy.
it's just a matter of doing it.
It was good that he got mentored by Amari Cooper for 2 years. So I feel like that's gonna be a upside of his career, that he got mentored by one of the best route runners that we've seen in a long time. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, only time will tell. But we do open the season up at home against Tommy Brady and the Buccaneers. Who do you got?
I have the Cowboys going 0-1 week 1.
Is there any reason?
Tom Brady's team is stacked and ready to hit on all cylinders this year.
So wasn't it last year that we opened up in Tampa and we lost a close one? Mm-hmm. So you're telling me there's no chance again back-to-back
I
season?
don't think that. I'm not saying there's no chance. I just think Tom Brady and them are on a mission this year. I think they didn't have a season they were proud of. Yeah, I don't think they were proud of that season last year.
That's true. This is a Sunday night game. All lights on Dallas like usual.
Every time.
But I agree with you. I think Tampa comes into town and puts it on the Cowboys like Tom Brady has done in the last 22 years. And I don't think this year's any different. I think Dallas crumbles under the lights once again. And we start off 0-1.
Yep. So. Then we stay home to play the Cincinnati Bengals.
This game we've already predicted, and I had the Dallas Cowboys beating the Bengals at home.
I have the opposite, so they're 0-2 on my schedule already.
Okay, so that you have them. So who's the next game?
They go to New York to play the Giants.
All right, and I think that's that's a Sunday night game? No, Monday.
I don't have any of the times on mine, so I can't tell you.
It says 7 o'clock. So if we played Sunday night, then we play Sunday, and then we play Monday. So I think we play Monday night against the Giants at New York.
Yep.
Okay. I have Dallas winning this game. It's the Giants right now. I don't think too much of the Giants. I think Dallas is a bit of a better team than them. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, I just think that they are able to go on the road and get a win right here.
I think they were one of the 4 teams, maybe 5 teams, that had the lowest predictions to make the playoffs. Like their odds were like the lowest.
Okay.
And I just think that's a reason to pick the Cowboys, just because we know what we're getting from Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley's iffy. Their wide receiving core, I could only name one guy. And their defense, I have no idea who the hell's on the defense.
Right. No, yeah, they're very
rebuild-ish.
Yeah, they're rebuild-ish. They're probably going to take a quarterback next year or trade for one. So, yeah. Moving forward, they go back home to host the Washington Commanders. Who you got?
I got the Cowboys beating the Commies on this one. Rival, I wish it was the old team with the R, but it's the Commies, and I think we start the rivalry off like that with a W.
Yeah, I think the same. I think the old history is written and the new history gets started in this game. I'm excited. I actually like Washington more now than I did before.
I do too.
And so I'm just excited. I like their name. Their logo can use some work.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're new, so bear with them. I think they'll get it together. Give them a few years, and they're gonna have a pretty cool logo, and people will jump on the bandwagon eventually. But yeah, I have Dallas winning this game against Washington at home.
Okay, then they go to L.A. to play the Super Bowl champs.
LA has always given us problems, whether it's the regular season or it's the playoffs or season openers or whatever. Since they've moved to LA, they've been a tough game for us. I don't think this is any different. I don't think Dallas has quite enough to compete with the Super Bowl defending champs, and I think we're being on the road for this game is a little tough as well. And so I'm going to give them a loss to the Rams on the road.
I also have them losing to the Rams. The Rams probably early season, still on their Super Bowl hiatus, and I feel like they're going to be hot out the gate. So I have the Rams beating the Cowboys. The Rams beating the Cowboys.
Moving forward to week 6, they'll be traveling out east to versus the Philadelphia Eagles on a Sunday night game. Who do you got?
I have the Eagles winning. Going from the West Coast to the East Coast, I feel like that's going to be a complication for the Cowboys. It's going to be a little bit of jet lag, maybe a little bit of tiredness. You just got beat by the Rams, a tough team that's going to put the pressure on you. And I think the Eagles' offense is going to be pretty good this year. So I feel like they're going to lose due to the fact from going west to east, and the two teams are pretty good.
I also have them traveling out to Philadelphia to be served a loss.
Yeah.
Like you said, made a good point, traveling from west to east in a week span, having a late game, trying to get hyped up for that. It's going to be a tough challenge. I think Eagles have a bit more promise. They got some good weapons on the offensive end. We'll see what we get from Jalen Hurts. But I just don't think Dallas is going to have quite enough to go all the way back east and beat their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I don't think so. But they go home to play the Detroit Lions.
They do go back home early game. They're hosting the Lions. It's in a dome. Goff plays good in domes, clear weather. Detroit had a pretty decent ending of their season, and I think that they're able to go into Dallas and serve Dallas a loss. I have them losing to Detroit at home.
I have the Detroit Lions losing this game. I said it, and will keep saying it. They're one of the 4 worst teams on my list.
I mean, that's fair.
So, yeah, I have that. Well, actually, now thinking about it, we like to lose to sorry teams.
I just think we like to lose to Detroit. When Matthew Stafford was there were times even the game in the playoffs that we beat them, we probably should have lost that game. And Dallas has a tendency to losing to, those teams that we don't expect. I don't think Jared Goff is a bad quarterback. I don't think he's elite.
I don't think the team's elite.
He's Super Bowl bound. I don't think he's top 10 quarterback, even maybe 15 quarterback. But what he showed me last year towards the end of the season with St. Brown, they're going to have Swift. They got Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends in the league. He showed me a little bit of promise. Not a whole lot, but they also drafted another lineman. They've drafted a couple linemen in the last couple of years, which is going to build that offensive line. I like Detroit slightly, enough to go into Dallas on the road and give them a loss.
Okay, we're on. That's our first.
A little separation.
Separation right there.
Yeah. Moving forward, they stay home to host the Chicago Bears. Who do you got?
We did this one.
Oh, we did do this one.
I had Cowboys beating Chicago.
I also had Cowboys beating Chicago. Leading into week 9, that is the Cowboys bye. Who do you got so far? Or what do you got so far as the record goes?
4-4.
I also have 4-4. I have 4 wins, 3 in a row, and then that last win against Chicago.
I have 2 losses in a row, 2 losses in a row, 2 wins, and then 2 wins. So
4 wins.
Yeah, so 4 wins. But yeah, I have 4 wins, 4 losses.
Okay. So 4-4 leading into the second half of the season, where off their bye, they travel to Lambeau to verse the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Who do you got?
I have the Dallas Cowboys beating the Green Bay Packers. I think Green Bay don't have any weapons. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a little frustrated. It's not going to be a year that the Green Bay's hoping for. So, yeah, I have the Cowboys beating the Green Bay Packers.
I'm just curious, before I say anything, I have the Dallas Cowboys traveling north to Green Bay and going to be probably end of November, isn't it? Or October?
I don't have.
Oh, middle of November. It's probably going to be decently cold. I ain't going to say it's super cold, but I'll say it's decently cold. In Aaron Rodgers' career, he has versed Dallas 8 times. He's versed Dallas At home, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and he's 3-2. I just think Aaron Rodgers has our number. He's been able to beat us 5 out of the 8 times. And I just don't think Dallas is that good to be able to travel like that. We've never really done it, and I don't think Dallas is going to be able to do it. And I just think this is one of those games where we travel, and we're going to want to beat Green Bay, but Green Bay just has Aaron Rodgers. And when I compare apples to apples, quarterback to quarterback, Aaron Rodgers is just a better quarterback. I mean, he may not be able to get it done in the playoffs, but in the regular season, he gets it done. That's why he's got, 4 MVPs?
Something like that.
So I can't disregard that. He's had Cowboys' number his whole career pretty much, especially when he plays in Dallas. But he's at home mid-November. He gives us a loss.
I got him winning. Like I said, I think we're putting the Green Bay higher because of Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think they have enough to.
I mean, that's true. You're right. They don't. But I've always been a believer if you got one piece and the most important piece, there's I don't see Seattle being good.
No,
and they got some good weapons in Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Those are pretty good weapons.
Yeah, but this still not good.
Enough.
I don't know.
Okay, so anyways, moving forward.
They go to Minnesota to play the Vikings.
I'm high on the Vikings.
Okay.
I've probably said this in the past videos, but I am high on the Vikings, and there's no difference here. I think Vikings are overall a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a little bit more of a breakout season, not MVP level, but more on the respect Kirk Cousins again.
You like that Kirk Cousins.
You like that Kirk Cousins,
Yep.
exactly. I think they're going to be able to be at home and be able to host people and say, this is our home, and Skull's real. They're going to make some noise, and they're going to put some fear in the visiting teams, and Dallas is one of those teams that I think we get a little disturbed when we're under those kind of atmospheres where it's really loud. Dallas false starts. We take dumb penalties. It just gets to us, and I think it's going to be one of those games where Dallas just can't get it done.
I have the Cowboys beating the Vikings off that big win against Green Bay. They're riding high, I like the Vikings too, but if you beat the Packers at Lambeau, you're kind of riding high at that point.
So you're thinking just riding the momentum.
Yeah,
and
you're
being
right.
Able to go forward.
You're riding the momentum at that point. So they're sweeping that division in my books.
Oh wow, yeah, you have them winning 4 in a row, huh?
Yep.
Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, and the Vikings. 4
Yep.
straight. 2 before the bye, 2 after the bye.
Yep.
Okay. After that, they go back home to host the New York Giants. Looks like a regular game, 2 o'clock. Who do you got?
I have the Cowboys beating the Giants, sweeping the Giants at that.
Okay.
I don't think the Giants are an up team. They're more of a down team. So by that being said, they're down and out against the Cowboys.
I agree. I think I'll just keep it short and simple, too. I just don't think that they got enough this season. It's going to be one of those seasons they're looking forward to the draft, making early predictions of who they might draft, and this is just going to help them in that regard as far as taking more losses than wins. So Dallas goes home, gets a win, breaks that losing streak I have them on, and that's that.
Okay, and then they stay home to play the Indianapolis Colts.
This is, I believe, a Sunday night game or a Thursday night. It looks like a Sunday night game. Oh, yeah, because New York is on Thanksgiving. We versed them on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
And then the following week, I think, is another Thursday night game. So then I have Dallas actually coming off the win and hosting the Colts and losing to the Colts at home. I just think the Colts aren't really a better team. I just think there's a few pieces that I like a little more. I think they're like on the same level where their divisions aren't very good. They're not very good, but they're okay. And this is, I just think like Jonathan Taylor runs with the passion. Zeke doesn't no more.
Yeah.
We don't give Pollard the ball enough. They are going to get the ball to their guys. So I just think Dallas gets a loss here.
I have them beating the Colts. I feel like this year we're going to show that we could beat playoff teams.
Oh,
and this is a playoff team, I feel like. Obviously, their division's kind of weak. By default, I feel like they're the better team in their division. And I think the Cowboys are going to beat a playoff team finally.
Oh, well, that's interesting. All right.
Okay, then they go to the. Oh no, they stay home and play the Texans.
This is easy. Houston's on the rebuild. They get the win.
I have the Cowboys beating the Texans as well.
Like, there's just nothing to say about the Texans positive-wise. Like, they're just on the rebuild. Give them a few years. We'll see where they're at. But for now, they're on the decline.
Yep.
They end up traveling down south, a little east, and going to Jacksonville to verse the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do you got?
I have the Cowboys beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Same reason for the Texans.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I have them beating Jacksonville too. Day before my birthday. I think that they're the better team. I don't care if they are on the road in Jacksonville. It's not too threatening as far as like Minnesota went. So I think they're able to put Lawrence and the Jags in check, and they get the win.
Then they come back home to play the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is a good game. Playoff implications, division on the line. I think that they're able to win this game at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're at home. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a banger. But, I mean, I got Dallas winning this one.
Playoff implications in this in suit on this game, and I have the Cowboys beating the Eagles.
Well, that's
splitting the series with them.
So, you had them losing early?
Yeah, I'm losing early.
So, I have them splitting, too. So, right now, I had them sweeping New York, splitting Philly, and right now, they played Washington once, and I have them winning. So, they're coming up against the Tennessee Titans on the road. I think it's a Sunday night game. I believe it is, but I can't tell. It might even be Monday. No, it's Sunday night. Oh, I don't know. What day is that? So 5th to 6th, 7th, 8th. Is that a Friday game or a Saturday game?
What day is it?
It's on the 29th
Of December?
of December.
Sunday.
Oh, wait, we play a Sunday because we play a Saturday the week before.
Yeah, it's a Sunday.
All right, whatever. I don't know.
I
Anyways.
have the Tennessee Titans losing this game.
Well, I see a trend here. If I hadn't caught on by now, I see a trend here.
Tennessee don't have any wide receivers I could think of besides the rookie that they drafted from Arkansas.
He's a rookie.
Derrick Henry, which is pretty easy to game plan against, and you have a top 20 quarterback maybe. In Tannehill, I don't think that's enough to beat the Cowboys.
I agree. I don't really care too much about Tennessee this year. I think they're one of the teams that take a big plummet as far as standings go.
Yeah.
I think that they just don't have enough. I think Dallas has enough weapons, and I think they go into Tennessee and they get the win.
And to end the game, end the season with this is at the Commanders.
At the Commanders, this could potentially be for the division. I mean, I'm not sure yet, but it could be.
It possibly could be.
I think with what Washington has right now with Carson Wentz, they're going to be contenders slightly. But I think they're going to be contenders on the back end. I think Dallas is able to go and get a sweep the first season they versus the new team, Washington Commanders.
Okay.
They get the win. They end the season. I like Washington, but not enough right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Carson Wentz has that it factor anymore. Ever since Nick Foles took over, he's never been the same. And I'd like to say he's going to do it this time around, but until he shows me, like Dallas, till they show me they can beat good teams, I can't think they're going to beat good teams. But Washington's not a good team, and I think they end the season on a 5-game winning streak.
Well, I'm currently I think it's a 10-game winning streak right now. And I think it ends on week 18 against the Commanders. I think they split with the Commanders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your final? So you had 10 wins
In a row.
and then you lost the last game.
The last game.
Okay, and then what was their final record?
12-5.
Oh my god! I mean, I guess it's only 2 more wins. I have Dallas at 10-7.
My wins were just a lot more sporadic. Obviously, it was more consecutive.
You had a lot of wins in a row.
But I had a lot of losses at the beginning as well, though.
No, I know. I seen the losses you had, like against the Bengals, against Tampa, L.A. Rams,
And the Eagles.
once, and then after that they didn't lose a game for
Until
10 in a row. And to me, that's a long stretch of game. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Obviously, I don't know. But that's a long stretch of games to, like, the competitors that they have, they're not the best. And that's why I think Dallas is an interesting team outside of just being my team, because it's not a strong schedule. Our division's weak as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're versing the AFC South, that only one team's probably coming out of there, which I have them winning 3 out of those 4 games. I only lost was to the Colts. And then, like, the NFC North, I have them losing 3 out of those 4 games, though. Like, I don't think that they're going to be able to beat. Maybe they beat the Lions at home, maybe. But I don't know. I'm real high on Minnesota. I'm not as high on Green Bay, but I also think Aaron Rodgers plays a factor against Dallas.
Obviously, I'm not high on the NFC.
No, you're not high. You're, like, high on
North.
Dallas.
Yeah, kind
Like, I
of.
can't even say that you're not, because 12 wins in the current season now, that's a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anything, I think 12 is, like, the low end, because if you get 15 wins, bro, you've only lost 2 games.
Yep.
So between 12 and 15, that's like the low of highs, if that makes sense. Like, 12 games is the low of high games.
I think that's the highest NFC team I have.
Well,
right
I mean, we discussed yesterday that we only had like a few NFC teams. So you're first. I mean, did anyone predict either one of? I think mine is probably more.
Do you think anybody predicted it right?
Like, identically?
Like, they were like 12-5 or whatever.
I don't think anyone has Dallas at 12-5.
Damn.
I don't think a single person has 12-5.
Hopefully.
If someone has Dallas at 12-5, I mean, what is your?
What is my low on the Cowboys?
No, not your low, but what's your? Why are you so high on Dallas? Is my question.
It's the strength of schedule. Detroit,
but I mean, you're giving
Chicago.
them a lot of good games, though. Like the back-to-back Green Bay, Minnesota. Like, those are 2 tough road games back-to-back.
Giants, easy win, I feel like.
No, I'm not arguing.
But I'm
those.
saying, like, the losses they lost are, like, potential playoff teams. Other than the Colts, I said there would be one playoff team. And then the Minnesota and Green Bay, one of those are going to be a playoff team, too.
Most likely.
Potentially 2.
Exactly.
So they're only beating 2 playoff teams.
Potentially, unless
And 3
Eagles get in or Washington gets in.
But then they split with both of them.
I mean, that's true. And who'd you have as far as Bucks and Bengals?
They lost to both of them.
Okay.
So they only beating those 3 good teams.
I mean, I'm not arguing. I'm wondering what, because this is the problem we've run into, and you know this better than anybody else. We know people that are friends and stuff that they have this idea that Dallas is better than what they've been.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're.
Yeah, everybody. I feel
And
like
that's
we
where
know.
I'm trying to understand. Like, again, I mean, I hope you're right. I would love
Of course
to see Dallas be 12-5 this season.
Of course, we'll probably lose to fucking somebody like the Texans or something randomly, but I'm not gonna think like.
No, I don't think
there's
you
no way I
should
can
think
pick
that.
that. There's no way I
No.
can pick like you picked Detroit. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
But my reason behind it was more like what I've seen from Detroit
Okay.
and what I liked and what I've seen from Dallas and what I don't like.
Yeah,
Like Dallas, to me, has lost a lot of.
like even if they lose to Green Bay and Packers, they're still 11 wins or
I know
10 wins. You know,
I know. Like, the thing is I would love to see CD be the next guy.
like there's no other.
Like the next Jamar, the next Tyreek or whatever. I don't care. Diggs, whoever you want to compare him to. Nonetheless, I would like to see Dak at a high caliber. I never wish on anybody to get hurt, but if Zeke were to get hurt or traded and Tony Pollard came in, I would be ecstatic in the sense of I think he runs harder right now.
So then we'll be 12-5 at that point.
I wouldn't say it's all on Tony or Zeke, but I also think like those X factors players like Tony Pollard was for us last year, and then like Randy Gregory was a big losing that is hard. Not that we lost Tony, but we're not giving him the torch either. We're not saying, hey, you're the guy now.
Yeah.
We're not saying, like, we're giving CD, but was that the right move? Like, we're going to look back on this Amari Cooper trade and say, was this good or was this bad in the sense of Amari made CD, he complimented him well, or CD was like, CD needed time to shine, and here it is. Like, this is why we moved Amari. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be good or bad. There's no, well, that was an okay trade. We didn't get much, but CD's okay. Like, there's no that. He's either going to be good or be bad.
Yeah.
Losing Gregory and getting Micah Parsons, we're going to say, well, dang, is Micah Parsons that good? Because Gregory's not there no more. We only have Lawrence. Now they can even double or at least put a back on Parsons. So now he's not getting to the quarterback. I don't want that to happen because I love Micah Parsons. But those questions are going to be answered throughout the season. And they could go your way, too. Micah's hitting on all cylinders. Defensive Player of the Year candidate again. Dak might be an MVP candidate. All these things could happen.
But, like, I just look at that middle part of the schedule where I'm like, Tennessee's low end, Jacksonville low end, Texans low end, Giants.
But the thing is,
Lions,
with
Bears.
Tennessee, I have them losing to Dallas. And I know I'm low on Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've not convinced myself quite yet is, am I too low on Tennessee? Because it's not like they lost a whole lot. Like, A.J. Brown's good.
Mm-hmm.
But who was the guy that they just drafted? Or who was the guy before that?
I don't know who they drafted. I just know he's from Arkansas. He's one of the first wide receivers off the board.
Okay, so they drafted him. They still have. They're gonna be Derrick Henry heavy no matter what.
Yeah, no matter
and
who's in
Tannehill's been a decently, basically a Dak where it's manage the game and don't let us lose the game.
Yeah.
And so, again, Tennessee, I'm not too certain on. Eagles, I'm not sure yet either. I think that they could be good, but then they could be bad. Like,
That's why I split it. Like, I didn't know. Washington, too.
Like, I'm high on Detroit, but on Minnesota. But then I look at Detroit and I'm like, well, what stops them from winning right now? Because they don't have a bad team. We think of Detroit and we think that they suck. But they were on the up last year at the end of the season. They were hot. They just had lost so many games at one point. It was like, well, you're already out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying neither one of us are right or either one of us are wrong, but I just want to understand. Like, I wanted to know, like, because I'm not basing my stuff off of what people have shown me. I'm basing it off how I look at these teams. And you're right, the schedule's not the best, but I just Dallas has never shown me enough. That's the problem. Is even if they make the playoffs with my 10-7 record, I'm not going into the playoffs thinking Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl.
12-5?
No, even at 12-5, I'm not, because Dallas has shown me they could be 13-4. They could be 16-0, whatever. I don't, till they get there, until they show me, I don't trust them. I believe in them. I know they could do it because I've seen them be good.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, they choked, man. Like, they just choke. Dallas is just the chokesters of the playoffs. They're like, who were we talking about recently that gets to the playoffs? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers wins all these games. And we always say, the Packers are going to go to the Super Bowl. They don't go to the Super Bowl. Never.
Never once.
They one time, and they won it that time, but that was the time that they put it together.
Yeah.
They were like, we got everything. They're the team. They're the best. But Dallas has not done that. Until they do that, I don't know if they made the right decisions. I didn't like Amari, but I didn't like what we got back for him.
Yeah.
I think he's too good to get rid of just like that.
I think so, too, but I think CD's going to be promising on that.
I like CD. I really do. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's in the league of Justin Jefferson, the Diggs, those guys, but I know I'm interested in seeing what the Chiefs do without Tyreek. Tyreek opens up the field, man. And that's what I thought Amari did. He may not have the splashy numbers all the time. He did every now and then, but who else got splashy numbers? Dalton Schultz, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. These other guys outside of that got the numbers. Mari was just getting doubled all the time because he was a great route runner. And everyone knows it. He's one of the best in the league. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm just ranting about Dallas. It's just my favorite team. I hope his prediction's right. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. What is y'all's predictions? I'm curious. Where do you have? Are you a Dallas like a lover, or are you a Dallas hater? Because I think if they were to go 7-10, would you be surprised?
No.
So do you think there's potential to win more games than you predicted?
No, there's not.
That's pretty much maxed
That's
out.
maxed out.
What's the low, though?
So they could lose to Green Bay, Minnesota, the Colts, the Eagles again. Probably Tennessee, and then Washington again. They could lose to.
So like 10 to 11 games?
So like 6 games they could lose.
Still lose?
Yeah.
See, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if they were 7-10, I wouldn't be surprised.
So if they were like 8 or 7 or 6-11 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
11 losses, I could see it. There's potential.
I don't think that they. I think they're a 500 team. They're
close to 500 or
they're
more.
Not good. They're just not. I don't know. That's where I have them.
But yeah, there's potential to lose more games.
I think if they were.
But there's no potential to win more games.
I think you maxed them out. Anyways, okay, guys, we're going on and on and on and on. We're gonna stop there. Denver is tomorrow. If you're a Bronco fan, stay tuned. If you're not, stay tuned. Like the video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys enjoying the series. I mean, there's not much more to say. We're gonna do Denver tomorrow. Stay tuned. I don't know. Put the predictions in right now for tomorrow's Broncos and see if you're right. We'll be giving out more stuff throughout the videos. I'm sure more Beanie Babies. Not sure when, but the more you follow, the better chance you have to win something. So,
True.
All right. Till next time with the Beard Bros. Peace.